Mr. Pickler.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayden. Before I begin my comments, I want to congratulate the girls soccer team, varsity soccer team yesterday crushed the Bruins. And they're playing Saturday at 3 at Calvert Hall, so if you can make it, please make it. Good luck to the boys today. They're playing in their semifinal match as well, so if you come out and see the boys, come out and see them play today as well. Founders Challenge started about 2008, and what's the purpose? Why do we do it? The purpose is to give those students who want to compete at a little higher level than the rest of the group an opportunity, something additional on which they not only get knowledge, they get physically fit, and learn a little about leadership. I looked just before I came in at the first group that completed the challenge over all 4 years of upper school. And just to give you a couple ideas what they're doing. 2 of these guys are engineers, mechanical engineers. One's flying for the United States Army as well as the airlines. Another person has a monstrous business actually in Carroll County. And all these boys and girls that completed the task are incredibly successful. Why is that? They weren't number 1 in their class. They weren't number even 2 in their class. As a matter of fact, one of the students that completed the challenge all 4 years, I just talked to him via email yesterday, he's at MIT doing a postdoc in chemical engineering. He went to UMBC, Stanford for a bunch of years to get his PhD in chemical engineering. Now he's at MIT doing a postdoc. He wasn't number 1 in his class, but he did the challenge. So the point of the challenge is to ask you to stretch yourself a little more than you're normally doing that. So let's talk about the first part of the challenge, reading. Reading, I don't know if you don't like to read, it's tough, but you got to learn to read. How many of you in the room, excepting the faculty and staff, can read 10 pages a day? If you can read 10 pages a day, raise your hand. Just 10 pages. Raise your hand. Okay, everybody will be raising their hand for 10 pages a day. So, let's think about that. If you read 10 pages a day, every day, you'll read 15 books in a year. 15 books in a year, just 10 pages a day. So, if you start in the 9th grade, you will have read 60 books by the time you graduate from Gerstel. Yet on college, that's another 60 books. So you read 10 pages a day between the 9th grade and your 4th year in college, you will have read 160 books. Hard to believe, isn't it? Here's the significance of that. If you read the right kind of material, it gives you knowledge. Knowledge is a leader. And knowledge gives you power. And when you have power, you can make change. And that's part of what you're being taught here as young leaders, how to make positive change, not only in your community, your families, our country, and the world. That's what this is about. Let's talk about the second component. There's a training component. We do something in physical training. Remember, physical training is one of our 4 pillars. So again, if you train, guess what happens? Better health, longer life, less illness. It's irrefutable. It's documented over and over again. Third component, something to do with leadership. That's why you're here, to learn what leaders do and how they do it. Now, in this building, there are multiple portrait leaders. And it's your job, sometime between now and the next several years, is to learn a little about each one of those people. Because you'll learn how they did it, why they did it, and what their life was like. And these people aren't always perfect. They have blemishes in their lives. Everybody has blemishes. Last thing I want to say is I want to express my appreciation to the faculty, upper school faculty, Mr. Abbott, Ms. Prosher, men and women, Ms. Johnson, etc., who organized this and graded your papers. And I want to express my appreciation to each one of you who took the challenge. For those that didn't, think about doing it next year. If you do it all 4 years, you will get a $2,000 scholarship for your college of choice at the end of those 4 years. You may also get a trip to Montana. We took away that for a few years ago, but it's coming back probably next year. All 4 years a trip to Montana, other than the $2,000. And we'll see how that works out for next year. Very proud of you guys. Those of you that didn't do it, work on it next year. The people that did it, you're A-level people. Thank you so much. And now it's my honor to turn it over to Mrs. Johnson, head of our leadership department. Thank you.
All right, good morning, everybody. Each summer, students are given the opportunity to work to reach their full potential and go above and beyond what is expected of them by completing the Dr. Frederick G. Smith Founders Summer Challenge for upper school. This is a fully optional opportunity that is only successfully completed by a select few each year. As a reward for their hard work, students receive a single test grade of 80 to 100 in their leadership course based on the quality of the written reflection, as well as an Amazon gift card and a special lunch out during a school day. For 9th grade students to successfully complete the summer challenge, they must read Volume 1 of The Life of George Washington by Washington Irving, type a minimum 500-word reflection titled Be Like George, the Leadership Lessons I Learned from George Washington and How I Will Apply Them to My Life, applying their reading of Volume 1 of The Life of George Washington and making connections to the leadership model. They must earn a minimum of 80% on this report and any other summer reading assessments, and a minimum of 85% on the Book of Knowledge assessment. There were 3 9th grade students who were able to rise to the challenge and successfully complete all of these requirements this year. Students, please come forward when your name is called, and audience, please hold your applause until all names have been recognized. Matthew Glazer, Tejal Kuna, and Aaron Yelland.
For 10th grade students to successfully complete the summer challenge, they must perform a minimum of 20 hours of community service with a single organization, group, or individual, read Coach Wooden's Leadership Game Plan for Success, 12 Lessons from Extraordinary Performance and Personal Excellence by Coach John Wooden, type a minimum 500-word reflection titled My Summer Leadership Lessons with connections to Coach Wooden's book and the leadership model, earn a minimum of an 80% on this report and any other summer reading assessments, and a minimum of 90% on the BOK assessment. There were 7 10th grade students who were able to rise to the challenge and successfully complete all requirements. Students, please come forward when your name is called, and audience, please hold your applause until all names have been recognized. Jordan Blackburn earned 20 hours with Crossroads Church FCA Camp. Jack Bruffy earned 40 hours, Cristal Academy Baseball Camp. Meredith Haga, 40 hours with Limitless Volleyball Academy. Sydney Masovitz earned 20 hours with Impact Lives. Amari Owens earned 50 hours at the Sykesville Pottery and Art Camp. Matthew Scholes earned 20 hours at the Loaves and Fishes. And Landon Yetta earned 20 hours with the Laura Morton Law Office. The total number of summer community service hours completed by the class of 2025 was 2,012 hours.
Well done.
For 11th grade students to successfully complete the challenge, they must perform a minimum of 20 hours of community service with a single organization, group, or individual that has a coaching and mentoring element to it. They must read Dare to Prepare, How to Win Before You Begin by Ron Shapiro. They must visit at least 3 differently sized colleges. They must type a minimum 500-word reflection titled My Leadership Preparation. In their essay, they must explain how they are going to apply the lessons from their community service experience, college visits, specific examples from Dare to Prepare, along with connections to the leadership model. They must also earn a minimum of 80% on this report and any other summer reading assessment, and a minimum of a 90% on the BOK assessment. There were 6 11th grade students who were able to rise to the challenge and successfully complete all requirements. Students, please come forward when your name is called. And audience, please hold your applause until all names have been recognized. Matthew Finkel had 20 hours with doing personal tutoring. Abby Hagam had 23 and a quarter hours with Kitty Castle. Braden Hammond had 60 hours with Gerstel All Sports Camp. Lexi Larson had 40 hours with Gerstel's All Sports Camp. Olivia Sprinkle had 25 hours with Coppermine Lacrosse. And Bodie Yelland had 23 and a quarter hours with National Ability Center. The total number of summer community service hours completed by the class of 2024 was 191 and a half hours.
good picture?
For 12th grade students to successfully complete the challenge, they must perform a minimum of 20 hours of community service with a single organization, group, or individual. Read Turn the Ship Around by L. David Marquette. Type a minimum 400-word reflection titled, How Serving Others in Need Improved Myself and Positively Influenced Others. In their essay, they explained the community service they performed, how they served those in need during the service, and what that experience did to improve them and the individuals they served, in addition to connections to Turn the Ship Around and the leadership model. They must earn a minimum of 80% on this report and all other summer reading assessments and a minimum of 90% on the Book of Knowledge assessment. There were 8 12th grade students who were able to rise to the challenge and successfully complete all requirements. Students, please come forward when your name is called, and audience, please hold your applause until all names have been recognized. Keely Ballard with 21 hours at the Humane Society of Carroll County. Riley Bruffy with 480 hours at Level Up Physical Therapy. John Delgado with 25 hours at Gerstel Baseball Camp. Braden Dillon with 20 hours at CCYS Backpack Project. Ben Kaiser with 54 hours at Camp Eclectic. Nicholas Marquez with 38 hours at Carroll Composite Squadron. Xavier Valadon with 20 hours at Baltimore Humane Society. And JJ Weber with 24 hours at Camp Opportunity of Maryland. The total number of hours completed by the class of 2023 was 682 hours, and these 8 seniors also completed this challenge all 4 years of upper school. They will be given an additional reward from Dr. Smith, which will be determined before graduation. The total number of summer community service hours completed by upper school students for the Founders Challenge this year was 1,085.5 hours.
Move back from the podium.
Again, congratulations to all those who are willing to accept the challenge. And by doing that over the summer, you're putting into play getting 1% better every day. I encourage you all to embrace it, and we need to double or triple the number that was here today, without a doubt. Outstanding job this week, considering we were up